Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant, and great to see you and welcome to the channel if you've joined in just the last couple of months, and a big hi to all my subscribers who have stuck with me, nearly reaching the 1,000 mark. Yes, slow and steady wins the race. I'm a Capricorn, and today I'm going to bring you a video, my video of Pluto in Aquarius. So I've left it right to the last minute to bring my version of Pluto in Aquarius. Many other astrologers and YouTubers out there and Facebookers, you know, everybody's talking about it today, because today, especially here in Australia, Sydney, Australia, at 7:40 a.m. this morning, Pluto ingressed into Aquarius and will stay there for the next 20 years until 2043, to be exact, okay? Some astrologers have said 44, but it's not, it's 43. So yeah, as many of you will know, you've watched and read all about Pluto in Aquarius. I'm sort of going to nail one aspect of Pluto in Aquarius, and the reason for that is because Aquarius, number one, is all about change, and Aquarius is all about the collective. And when I think of an Aquarius energy, Aquarian energy, Uranus energy, I think of the individuality. Now, I have Venus in Aquarius and I have Mars in Aquarius in the 7th house. So I do understand the Aquarian energy, even though I have a late Capricorn natal sun and a Mercury natal in Capricorn. So I really get the individuality of the Aquarian. And because this energy of Pluto in Aquarius is also about the collective, right? Because Aquarius rules the 11th house of groups, networking, the collective, all of us together, humanitarian. Aquarius can be very humanitarian. So we're all in this together. Now, yes, Aquarian suns are going to have their ego shaken up a little bit. And anybody who's going to have a conjunction, an opposition, or a square from Pluto in Aquarius may feel it a little bit more heavier, that Pluto energy. But in saying that, if you go to my playlist, you'll have an idea of what that Pluto energy is when it's very personal to you, your personal planets, the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars. So you'll feel this Pluto energy a little differently to the rest of the collective. But we are all in this together. Now, you will have heard that Pluto in Aquarius will be about technology, change. Now, you'd have to be living under a rock to not feel the changes on planet and within the collective. And the future is also ruled by Pluto transiting into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So we are changing into our futuristic selves. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to become robotic and technology is going to take over. That is up to us as a collective. Now, personally, as an earth sign, I think I'd like to stay more my biological self. I also value creativity. Pluto is going to be opposing Leo, and Leo is all about creativity. So there's many aspects of Pluto transiting Aquarius that are going to require some balance, all right? And the balance really is with the Leo archetype and the Aquarian archetype. But all in all, I'm going to cover individuality, because I believe each individual as part of the collective can take responsibility for their individual self. And if each person takes responsibility for their individual self, then the choices and decisions and desires that each individual makes will move the collective. All right. So it's up to every one of us how this change, this future is going to, and what it's going to look like in the next 20 years. Now, Aquarius prides themselves on their individuality. Therefore, you get that rebelliousness keyword, because Uranian types, Aquarian types, the energy is rebellious because they pride themselves on their individuality. And that is one trait of Aquarius energy, is that they don't feel part of the group. Even though they're in the group, they never quite feel like they belong to the group. And in my mind, and the way I, as an individual, would like to see the collective in the future, is that everybody's individuality is honored, and everybody's ideas, because Aquarius, Uranus is also the higher mind, the higher octave of Mercury. So everybody has opinions, and we have already seen in the last few years, and especially recently, how there has been a fragmented society because of people's opinions. And I would like to see us get to a place where every person's opinion is honoured, every person's individuality is honoured, every person's choices are honoured by the collective. So that, you know, at the end of these 20 years, it's not so much who can be the most individual, the most rebellious, the most outrageous. It's that we come to a point to be able to honour each single person for who they are, what their choices are, and the way they like to live their life. Of course, as long as this is not harming another person. But that's not an Aquarian energy to harm another person, okay? Because the Aquarian energy loves the community, the group, all of us together as one. So each of us have the power to come to our own individuality. And when you have a subconscious, unconscious mind, and when you know, you've been raised by different parts of the collective, different ideas, different beliefs, different religions, all of that sort of thing, until we have an awakening, which Uranus rules the key word, awakening. And that's why astrologers believe that many will awaken in the age of Pluto transiting Aquarius. When you've had your awakening, you have more idea of who you are as an individual. When you're following the pack, or when you're following what your early caregivers or society have told you who to be, what to do, then you're not even aware that you actually do have an individuality. And then once you find that individuality, what are your likes? What are your dislikes? What do you value? You know, all of the other signs in the horoscope, you know, we all bring something to the party. But when we can find and become comfortable with our own individuality and not fear, Pluto, not fear what others think about our choices, our the way we want to live our life, then we will embrace our individuality a whole lot easier. So this is my number one point about Pluto ingressing into Aquarius and transiting Aquarius for the next 20 years, is for each individual on planet to grasp their individuality and love themselves and nurture themselves and that individuality, because they are a part of the collective. And if every individual within the collective can honor themselves and then honor everybody else for the differences that we have, because, you know, for a very, 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 very long time, humanity has not wanted to stand out, to be different, to rock the boat, to be anything other than what the group mind accepts. And now, as Pluto ingresses through Aquarius, we get that opportunity. And I believe that most humans on planet are very similar to each other. And when we have coherence of the heart, then we will all come together as one to support each other, to look after each other, to care for each other's individuality, honoring it, rejoicing in it. Then there'll be more peace on planet, and the balance of our biological human selves and the future of technology can be married together, because we're not going to get rid of technology, and we certainly am not going to get rid of our biological human selves, because there's too many people that honor Gaia and Mother Earth, especially the Indigenous. I'm an Indigenous woman of Australia, and I have become closer to Mother Earth as I have matured. And I am now becoming very close to the Indigenous Australian community where I live, and I honour my individuality as an Australian Indigenous woman. So each one of us can do this in the next 20 years. And yes, there may be some shadow work for sure to get to that individuality. We may have to walk away from some others that aren't there yet, or have not planned to awaken in this lifetime for themselves. So we need to put our big person pants on in some cases, as far as choosing our individuality above being accepted in the group mentality, because you will not be alone by choosing your individuality. And just by doing that, we are participating in the expansion and evolution of humanity, the start of the Aquarian age. We have our nail of our big toe into the Aquarian age. It is a very long, long process. But towards the end, 2,500 years, an age goes for. So we're only at the start of it. But we, the people, can start this off on the right foot by honouring our own individuality and doing the work, the deep work, to find out what are our values. And I believe that the majority of the collective has a beautiful heart, a love for each other, and a love for the earth, Gaia, that we reside on with the creatures. So that's it from me. And that is my point of view and my individual point of view as far as Pluto through Aquarius. Yes, there's the technology, there's all of that, there's the futuristic. Astrologers can't tell you what's going to happen because of the nature of Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, okay? Because it's different. It can be chaos. Chaos. It can be chaos. The Uranian energy can be chaos before the peace and the love and the fellowship of humanity. Like John Lennon said, just imagine all the people. Okay, that's me. Namaste. I honor each one of you and your individuality, your choices, your perspectives, your desires, and the way that you want to live your life. With love, I will be back.